Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou in October. What are your
Yeah,
thoughts on that?
yeah, no, I sorry for cutting you off.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, yeah, I saw that. You know, am I excited to watch it? Not. I'm gonna be honest, not really. Um, I know they've both been MIA for a while.
Hmm.
Um, but like I said, it's gonna bring two different crowds. The UFC crowd and the boxing crowd are gonna watch that fight. Will I watch the fight? I don't know, really. It's kind of more of a game time decision. I don't really know how I feel about it because I feel like a better fight could have been made, but
Hmm.
I know there's issues going on with Yushchek. He's a Ukraine fighter, and things right now in Ukraine aren't going great.
Hmm.
Just money and boxing politics, and I think that's the biggest thing. Probably is boxing politics that are
Hmm.
you know pushing back the fights that the boxing heads want to see. But they're both power punchers. You know, Francis Ngannou is a huge power puncher in the UFC. He wasn't a heavyweight champion for no reason, and
Hmm.
neither is Tyson Fury. But if this is a boxing match, 100% I give it to Tyson Fury unless Francis Ngannou just shocks me and throws that one punch. You never know.
Yeah.
You just never know. So, but boxing gloves have are more padded than UFC gloves. So,
Yeah.
we'll see how that plays out. Am I gonna watch it? I don't know yet. It's more of a game time decision.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know stylistically, I can't help to give it over to Tyson because I absolutely love Francis. I absolutely love
Right.
him, but with Tyson especially, it's yeah, think about it. It's an MMA fighter that's crossing over into the boxing sport, and
Right.
that's very trouble. It gets pretty hard, especially with the caliber of a fighter that Tyson Fury is. Like he already went through an entire trilogy with Deontay Wilder. You've
Right.
seen all the other combatants he's fought and dominated, and Tyson Fury, he's the Gypsy King. It's
Yeah.
the way he is in the ring, and then the power he brings, and then he is so fast and agile for someone his size. I really don't know how Francis will be able to match up to that.
Yeah, and how I always tell people, I'm not taking anything away from MMA. MMA is an insane sport. We, boxing, you just have to block one type of thing, and that's the fist.
Yeah.
You know, and in MMA, you have to worry about the kicks, the knees, the elbows, or the wrestling, things like that. But
Hmm.
MMA is a sprint, right? It's a sprint. Boxing is a cross country type of run. You know,
Hmm.
boxing, you have 12 rounds, 3 minutes, and for MMA, it's what 3 rounds, 5 minutes, if that,
Yeah.
or championship rounds. It depends. Um, so in MMA, they're full on. It's a sprint. They're fighting each other. They're using all their energy super quick to get that person on. In boxing, you can break down your opponent.
Hmm.
It'll take a little bit of time to break down the opponent, but
Yeah.
it's more of a long distance run, and we've seen it before. We've seen that type of fight before with Floyd and Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Um, Floyd Mayweather said so himself. He wasn't worried about Conor McGregor. He said he's gonna he's gonna let him feel his power, but he's gonna keep punching him to the body because there's no way there's no way he's gonna have gas in that gas tank past round 7 or 8. And what happened in round 9, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he ended up knocking out Conor McGregor because you start to see Conor McGregor start to get gassed out,
Yep.
and because he's not used to something like that. So I think it's gonna be an exciting fight for both fan bases, but if I had to choose, I would 100% choose Tyson Fury for that fight.
Yeah. Yeah, and, you know, it's like it's never any disrespect to, like, Francis or even Connor because it's the reality of the sport, you know, combat sports in of itself is an unforgiving sport, survival of the fittest to the extent, and, you know, like, even with Connor's situation, absolutely love Connor, and my heart wanted him to win, but
Yeah,
logically speaking, I knew Floyd was gonna win because of he's a boxer. Not only that, he's one of the best boxers, his defense, his cardio, endurance, his ability to sustain and adapt, and his intellectual capacity. And that's my same approach with, you know, a Tyson versus Francis. As much as my heart would want Francis to win because I start off with MMA, logically, I kind of have to give it to Tyson to that extent.
yeah. But, anything could happen. It just takes
Yeah.
that one punch, you know?
Yeah.
Francis could land that one punch, and we've seen it with Deontay Wilder landing that huge right hand that he always lands, and he knocked down
Hmm.
Tyson Fury. We could see that by Francis Ngannou. I'm definitely not closing the door on him, but
Hmm.
if distance wise, I'm giving it to Tyson Fury for sure.
Yeah.
But you know what? No no respect, no disrespect to Francis Ngannou. He's an amazing athlete.
Hmm.
He's he is a former UFC heavyweight champion, or if he still is, I'm not sure. Um, but you know what? He's a champion in his division, so he's stepping into the ring with Tyson Fury, and that takes a lot. It's a huge risk to do, but I think he has my respect in that way, to
Hmm.
step into any ring. So